Given that the first and the fourth terms of a geometric progression are 6 and 162 respectively, find the sum of the first three terms of the progression. So the GP you have here, it means geometric, so let me just emphasize that. So this means geometric. Geometric stands for G, and P is progression. Now the nth term, or the formula for the nth term of a geometric series or geometric progression, is given by T subscript n equals AR to the power n negative 1. Now the A you have here, so A stands for the first term, and the R you have here stands for the common ratio. The common ratio of the sequence itself. Now the question says we are given that the first and the fourth terms of a geometric progression are 6 and 162 respectively. So respectively means the first is going to go for 6 and the fourth is going to go for 162, just the way they are arranged. So since the first term is 6 and we said A represents the first term, so that implies that my A equals 6, and it says that the fourth term, that is T4, T sub 4, equals 162. Now using the formula we have here, it says T sub n equals AR then n negative 1. So that implies that, so using this formula, I could just say T sub 4 is just going to be equal to AR then 4 negative 1. And that's just going to be equal to AR to the power 3. So that is T4 could be written as AR cubed. Now, but at T4, and also you observe that our A equals 6. So since our A is 6, so another way of writing the fourth term, so the fourth term is just going to be equal to, so since our A is 6, so this becomes 6, then you have your R to the power 3. But also we have our T4 to be 162, that is T sub 4 is 162, T sub 4 is 6R cubed. So that implies that this quantity and this quantity, they must be the same thing, that is 6R to the power 3 must be equal to 162. Now to find R, I'm going to divide both sides by 6, so you divide by 6, divide by 6, so 6 here goes off, and 6 in 162 is going to give you 27. So that is our R cubed equals 27. So now to find R, you need to take the cube root of both sides, so to clear off the cube sign you have here. So taking the cube root of both sides, your R is just going to be the cube root, so this is 3 here, so the cube root of 27. So this becomes, so the cube root of 27, what number do you multiply 3 times to get 27? That is 3. So now we know our R equals 3, and we know that our A is 6. So let's go back to the question. Now the question says that given that the first and the fourth terms of a GP are 6 and 162 respectively, so we've used those informations to find the first term and the common ratio. Now what the question says is find the sum of the first 3 terms of the geometric progression. So the question says find T1 plus T2 plus T3. This is what the question says we should find, the sum of the first 3 terms. Now what T1 means is, T1 means the first term, that is T1 equals A. T1 is the first term of the geometric progression or the geometric sequence, and we know that our A equals 6, so that implies that T1 has been found to be equal to 6. So the next thing we want to find is we want to find T2. Now to find T2, so you recall we're going to be using this formula here, so let me just write it below. We said Tn, that is T sub n, equals AR to the power n negative 1. So this is the formula for Tn, and we know that our A like we've just shown here, our a is 6 times our r, like we've derived here, our r is 3. So 3 to the power n negative 1. So that implies that to find t2, so t2 is just going to be that's going to be 6 times 3 to the power 2 negative 1. So you can see I've replaced n with 2, and I'm using this formula that we have here. Now this is the same thing as 6 times 3. 2 negative 1 is going to give you 1, and it's just going to be 6 times 3, which is equal to 18. So the next thing we want to do is we want to find t3. Now t sub 3 is just going to be, so using the same formula that we have here, so you have 6 times 3, so this time around the power here is going to be 3 negative 1. So this is just going to give you 6 times 3, then 3 minus 1 is 2. So this is 6 times 3 to the power 2, that is 9. And 6 times 9 is 54. So now I know my t1, I know my t2, I know my t3. And the question says find t1 plus t2 plus t3. So that's just going to give you t1, since that t1 is 6. So t1 plus t2 plus t3, that equals t1 is 6 plus t2, that is 18, plus t3, which is 54. And 6 plus 18 plus 54 is going to give you 78. So this is the solution of the problem, 78. So this is a solution.